News item number 5. Gears of War has 0 innovation, says an Electronic Arts executive. Leon Tascan, and this is I got this off GameTab. I think it came from Eurogamer, actually. General manager for EA Montreal has revealed that he thinks the Xbox 360 title Gears of War has been overrated by reviewers, with 1 or 2 exceptions. Now, that's immediately a red flag. I think that it's been overrated, except for the 2 guys that said no, or except for the 2 guys that gave good scores, but their review is better. I'm not sure. It doesn't make much sense. But anyway, speaking in a panel discussion at the Montreal's Game Summit, Taskin said, "What is Gears of War? I mean, Gears of War brings nothing in terms of innovation to the shooter, like 0. Only 2 very brave UK-based journalists said, you know what? Gears of War is a great game, but it's like what Quake was a few years ago. Why are people loving it so much? It's like added production value, incredible cutscenes, and the best graphics ever. I'm sure it's going to be a great success. I can't wait to play it, but let's face that graphics are still number 1. That, again, doesn't really make much sense. But he then goes and uses the comparison of a nice-looking girl you might see in a bar and go up and talk to, and if she's smart enough, then that's the gameplay. Okay. That's like a big pile of crap right there.
Wow. I would still do her if she's hot. That
right,
makes no
exactly.
sense.
You know, exactly. It doesn't matter if she's smart or not. She's got the vagina. I'm not talking, and he goes on to say, I'm not talking about my tastes. I'm just saying when you go to Metacritic and you see a 96 for Gears of War, then you read all the critics who say, okay, storyline, there's none. Gameplay, it's not innovative. Then I say, why did they give this a 96%? They were blown away by the high quality of the graphics. Myself, I prefer something more creative. EA, newsflash! All you do is make pretty games. Your gameplay sucks balls. So how do they even have room to talk?
Wow, my ears are recovering from that. I'm sorry.
World's loudest human, everyone.
I am the world's loudest human.com.
I was gonna say they're just jealous that Black didn't receive all the rave reviews that they wanted.
Right? Black looked great.
And you want to know what? Listen to this. What does Electronic Arts do every effing year? They release a new Madden, which is the exact same frickin' gameplay
that has
with slightly better graphics.
Oh, but you forget.
And they created that industry of releasing something every year.
But this year we're releasing it on the Wii, where you will be able to throw, punt, who cares, dude?
Yeah, who cares?
I think every Madden fan that I've talked to has been like, Madden on the Wii is going to be a joke. And it probably will be. I just can't believe that an EA exec would basically go on record by saying this game is bullshit. You know, this game is a farce. It's got good graphics, and that's all it is. Now, next week when we do our in-depth review, maybe we'll agree with him. But it's hard. You know, this is the pot calling the kettle black as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's what I don't understand is that EA's so effing big in the first place. Is like, why do they need to throw out any comments towards anyone else anyway?
Well, and it just goes to say, has EA made some good games? Absolutely. You know, has Epic made some good games and some bad games? Absolutely. But how are you going to take away the credit of what probably is the best-looking game on the market right now? Regardless of whether you're shooting bunny rabbits or it's a dating sim, if the graphics are what sells the game and the game is still fun to play because of the amazing graphics, why is that so bad? I don't think
I've never had a problem admitting I'm a graphics whore.
And we all know you are. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong. Let's move on. Proving the PS3 haters wrong. Remember all those ridiculous claims from game publications claiming that no one was going to buy the PS3 when it was released? You remember those guys? Oh, the PS3 is too expensive. Oh, my God. I'm going to have to save up and flip burgers for like 12 months in order to get a PS3. All right, well, not only am I seeing lines in front of every major game store here in Los Angeles, but this video taken in Tokyo shows how wrong all of those PS3 haters actually are. Now, I don't know if you've got the video queued, and you can find this on YouTube. The title is God, I don't know what the title is, but there are easily 1,000 people waiting in line to get this PS3. You know, load it up. It's in Osaka, which is one of the major technology marts. in Japan. And obviously the audio isn't really going to cue you in. But let me do a little bit of commentary here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're walking down the line of Osaka here as we see hundreds of friggin' people in line to buy the PS3 after everyone said that no one was going to spend all that friggin' money to buy it. You're all a bunch of haters, and I know I'm a PS3 fanboy, but you... Right here, okay? The PS3 is obviously going to, I mean, the success is being made right here. There are thousands of people in line. Cut that for a second.
Do you read the news that goes along with it?
What's that?
That the store that they're waiting in front of told them that they won't have any for them.
Oh, really?
And they're still waiting just to hope that they're wrong.
Well, I didn't actually hear that. I didn't. But I did read something else that was a follow-up. And that was, as we all know that the DS in Japan is huge, right? We all know that it's been selling out everywhere. And the line to get restocked DSs is longer than the line for the Wii. What do you think about that?
There's getting antsy or
I don't know.
Excited too soon.
These people that don't have DSs are more excited to go out and get a DS than they are to go out and actually get a Wii. Interesting thing to say. So, and
you got to understand too that they're a city that doesn't spend a lot of time at their house. I constantly see them. It seems like they're always walking around.
Yeah,
in the subway.
That's
so they need
something
a DS.
to say about that. Yeah, I would agree with you right there. Now, there's one other unreasonable PS3 hate, and I wanted to load this up. And this actually came from Destructoid. And Destructoid is a site that I really actually enjoy going to, but I was very, very surprised with this article because I feel like it's incredibly biased. And it says, okay, so here's the basis of the article. It says, you know that shiny $600 game console you just bought? Yeah, it's not really done yet. In fact, as soon as you bring that bad boy home, you're going to have to download a software update. What? You don't have online access? Well, then you've got bigger problems than a software update to worry about. Okay, is it really that big of a deal? Has Sony failed the PS3 initiative just because they're going to release an update on day one? In my opinion, it means that Sony's already ahead of the game because I don't think it was at least a month or two before Microsoft released their first update. So one site's going to call
not only that, but how long does the update take?
What? It's going to update from version 1.0 to 1.1. And someone actually mentioned to me, it was Shane here at the GGL. He said, you know what? I'm worried about Sony because Microsoft has been updating their machine. They've got a nice schedule down. They know what they're doing. The bottom line is that Sony's been doing it longer than Microsoft because they've been updating their PSP religiously. And they have had successful updates each and every single time. Now, keeping in mind that the PS3 interface is exactly like the PSP, it seems to make sense to me that it was a company initiative to have that process down to a T before the PS3 was released. So while some jagoffs here at Destructoid, of all places, a great gaming site, say that it's because they're failing because they're releasing an update the first day you get it, give me a break. To me, that says that Sony's way ahead of the game, and I can't believe that they can give them shit for that. So, last news of the week item, and then we'll go on to our break. We're going to come back. We're going to do our Stacker 2 Top 5, and then we're going to do our reviews, which will be very, very interesting, is this. Gaming industry. Do we have any, music that maybe I could put on? Something solemn? I feel like, I need something to talk over here because this is truly a heartfelt message to the game industry.
We might be able to dig something
out. All right.
Out,
well,
possibly.
Basically what I want to talk about is it goes in line with the amount of games that came out this week.
That's not the music, bro.
That's definitely not the music, but
That's funny though.
Here you go, dog. That's
Beetlejuice? Okay, we got some Beetlejuice in the background. Whatever. That means that my jaw is going to dislocate, and my head's going to turn to a flower, and I'm going to eat people. But 20 games were released this week.
Wow.
Actually, more than that, or maybe less than that. I don't know. The bottom line is that Gears of War, Guitar Hero 2, Call of Duty 3, Elite Beat Agents, Probably a bunch of other games that I've looked at and I've wanted. There you go, brother. I'm feeling
Tony
this
Hawk.
track
Don't
right
forget
here.
new Tony Hawk.
Right.
Don't forget Viva Pinata.
Viva Pinata. Game industry. I realize that right around the corner is the holiday season. But as a game reviewer, as someone who avidly plays video games, why, por qué must you release 20 games on the same day? I look at next week's release list, and I see nothing coming out. Why can't you just say, you know what, this state looks a little bit better because it's not coming out? Everyone will have already beaten Gears of War by next week. It'll be all good.
That I cannot believe Call of Duty 3 and Tony Hawk 8 came out against Gears of War.
But
it
you want to
blows
know,
me away.
hold on, Forrest. Call of Duty 3 has been out everywhere. Everywhere, dude. I have tried to find that game. Everywhere I've called. Call of Duty 3, no, we don't have it. And
wow,
someone
that
says,
blows me away because they're all $60 a pop.
Well,
that's what upsets me.
Becky from
I can't go pick up two.
And Becky from the GGL said, well, that's obvious. It's because they made more copies of Gears of War. And I'm like, dude, I'm sure they made just as many copies of Call of Duty as they made for Gears of War. I mean, Call of Duty 2 on the 360 is one of the best-selling games for the 360. So why wouldn't Call of Duty 3 manage that success? That's besides the point. I realize that the holiday season is coming out, but really, what is going on here? There's not any time to even play these games anymore. You have to be. It's got to be your full-time job, and for me, this is my full-time job, and I still can't even keep up. You know, I don't know. I don't know if it's because it's the holiday season for us, if it's because it just happened to be a big release week, but I feel like this is happening more and more often. What are your thoughts?
You know, I don't know, but they have to release games within a certain quarter so that they can say their profits for that quarter were so much money, and then they got to give them time to sell it, and there's a bunch of BS behind the scenes that we have no idea about. Well, but I'm a little upset in a world of $60 games that it all came out.
Right. Although I hear Gears of War is on sale at Fry's for $49.99.
I wish I had a Fry's. I'd have to drive all the way to
we've got one.
Kansas
It's like 80 miles away, but it does exist.
And I send my wife all the way to Lincoln, an hour away, to go to Circuit City because they're giving away free face plates. She gets there and she's like, "No, we're not going to sell it till 5 p.m. tonight."
Oh,
and everyone I called was selling it. No, they were waiting till 5 p.m.
Well,
on a Wednesday, even though some places it came out Tuesday. Everyone was selling it Wednesday.
There you go.
I was mad.
There you go.
Mad. I wanted my faceplate.
Peace. Well, we're going to work on that for you. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're doing 6 reviews. Let me see if I can get that right. 6 reviews. And how are we going to do 6 reviews in this short amount of time? We're going to tell you when we come back. We're also going to have we're also going to have the Stacker 2 top 5. And possibly some open discussion as well. So, without further ado, let's take a break. We'll be gone for 5 when we come back. Reviews, 6 of them, and the Stacker 2 top 5. Don't go away, folks.